In 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky, he was born into a family where he faced extreme segregation and discrimination. He defied the government and stood up for what he believed in. He found his career shortly after his bike was stolen when he was only 12 years old. He was the heavyweight boxing champion of the world 3 times and won an Olympic gold medal. He now has Parkinson's disease and is heavily reliant upon others to help him with everyday tasks. His name is Cassius Clay, but many of you know him as the great Muhammad Ali. Cassius Clay was born in a time where African Americans were slowly gaining rights in America. Despite this fact, however, he still faced a huge amount of discrimination and segregation. At the age of 12, his bike was stolen, and he promised to whoop whoever stole it. A police officer heard this and decided to help him out by getting him into an environment where he could unleash his anger in a controlled manner. He directed him to a boxing facility where he could channel this anger with coach Fred Stoner. Clay did just that, and 6 years later won a gold medal at the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome. 4 years after that, he became the heavyweight boxing champion of the world. He was 19 wins and no losses as a professional boxer. Soon after he gained the title of heavyweight champion, he announced to the world that he had become a black Muslim and changed his name to Muhammad Ali. This brought about many criticisms and more reasons for people to hate him. People would say that he was being unpatriotic, defying the United States government, and many other vulgar slurs that are far too inappropriate for this speech. In 1967, he caused even more political unrest, and he refused to sign up for the draft due to his new religious beliefs. He said, "I ain't got no quarrel with those Viet Cong," and was subsequently stripped of his heavyweight title, his boxing license, and fined $10,000. Again, many people criticized him for defying the government, and yet again he was cursed, harassed, and even physically attacked just for exercising his rights. I, for one, commend Ali for standing up for what he believed in. He chose to follow his ideals and not succumb to the mundane life that he felt others were trying to force upon him. This is something that requires a huge amount of bravery and determination. Thankfully, however, due to a loophole found in Ali's conviction, he's allowed back in the ring, and charges against him are dropped completely. 3 years out of the ring, though, he's a little rusty and suffers his first ever loss to Joe Frazier. A few years later, he gets his revenge and knocks Frazier out in 12 rounds. Soon thereafter, he reclaims his heavyweight title in the Rumble in the Jungle in Kazashi, Zaire against George Foreman. A year later, Frazier's back out for blood and challenges Ali to one last deciding fight. The Thrilla in Manila was the title for the fight, and it was held in the Philippines. After 15 grueling, painstaking rounds, Frazier is too bloody and too battered to come back out and fight, and Ali retains his title. Ali announces his retirement in 1979. His retirement, however, is short-lived because less than a year later, he wants to fight the new heavyweight champ, Larry Holmes. Holmes is just too much for Ali to handle. Holmes lands an estimated 125 punches in just the 9th and 10th rounds alone, and knocks Ali out in the 11th round. He loses in a unanimous decision to Trevor Berbick in 1981, and decides that's his final fight and hangs up the gloves for good. His overall record as a professional boxer stands at 56 wins and only 5 losses. After many years of taking punches to the head and chest area, Ali is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1984. Parkinson's disease is a neurological disorder that causes constant muscle tremors and slowness of speech. Ali has a very severe form and is forced to live in a nursing home environment since he cannot perform the simple day-to-day tasks that you and I can. He has since taken his talents worldwide in an effort to promote world peace, civil rights, religious equalities, and everything else that he felt he was discriminated over when he was younger. He's delivered over $1 million worth of medical aid across the world, and 232 million meals to kids that are malnourished and don't have access to the food they need. Not only has Ali assisted people abroad, but in America too. He makes regular trips to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and is a huge ambassador for the Special Olympics. He also opened up the Muhammad Ali Parkinson Center in Phoenix, Arizona. Ali once said, "I've always wanted to be more than just a boxer, more than just a three-time heavyweight champion. I wanted to use my fame and a face that everyone knows so well to help uplift and inspire people around the world." I believe that he's done that quite well. I can always look to Muhammad Ali for motivation and inspiration. He followed his beliefs and acted as a role model for millions of people worldwide. He did what was right, no matter what the cost was. Although Ali may not have been the best boxer known to man, he held on to his beliefs and exercised his rights. That, I feel, takes more courage than standing toe-to-toe in a ring with a heavyweight boxer, and that is what I admire about him.